All right. I'm going to go to the top of the hour before calling it. All right. Kyler Murray, Torres Quad. He's a big fan of Kevin Nash, favorite wrestler. Let's at least see the positive stuff from this week, including the wide receiver mentorship. I know you're frustrated with Michael Wilson, who couldn't hang on to anything last game. Is there any specific area you want him to improve? However you can help, Zach. Good thing, Coach. I'll make it happen. Whoa, we got a 1200 XP boost from Michael. Well, that was nice. That was nice of you. Thank you for that. Training camp standout. I have no idea who the hell this is going to be, though. What do we got? Oh, it's BJ, our linebacker. Let's go with his shore tackling. That's right. Look how fucking tall, guys. That's right. +5 tackling for BJ. Again, I love this aspect of the game. It's coach mode is, again, it really is one of my favorite franchise modes in any sports game right now. It really is. It's so fun, like the RPG elements to it. All right, taking on Russell Wilson and the Broncos. Oh, boy. Let's get the passing touchdowns in there as the goal. And, yeah, we'll just sim again. Sorry, Kurt. I can't handle more, depression and disappointment. I can't do it. At least you get the boost from the focus still. All right, our final preseason game against the Broncos. We have an upgrade point or two. 1, it is for Michael Wilson after that. Is he star dev? He just went up by 2 overall points, which isn't that bad. Does he have a dev pattern? He doesn't. Well, that kind of sucks. It makes him better, but kind of sucks. All right, final preseason game. We are actually 2-0 in the preseason. How? All right. Well, we finished 2-1 in the preseason. We now have to cut 22 players off of this roster. Let's get it the final version of this Cardinals team set. Again, Kyler Murray is hurt, so Clayton Tune is the backup. Keontae Ingram. I mean, technically could stay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's make the easy cuts. I am gonna go ahead and drop Graham Gano. We are gonna go with Weiss. Why not? So, sorry, Graham. I'll let go of you. And Quinn Norton. Go ahead and release you as well. Again, I was thinking about running Graham Gano and then running Nick Weiss on the practice squad, but I still could. Yeah, it's not like kickers get breakouts. Honestly, it might be better to bring back Graham Gano. As long as I'm still allowed to bring him back. I still can't believe it made our guy's last name Dale, so it just made all the sense in the world to be Glendale. I think we could win more than one game. I think we could. But then again, the team last year only won 3 games. And they were significantly better on paper than this team, just by having Budda Baker alone. So, that's brave. Well, what can I say? I have faith in the quarterback. Chat practically forced me to draft. And Jawan Bentley. All right, so yeah, Nick Weiss. I mean, we'll go ahead and drop you to the practice squad. There's really no harm in that. Say goodbye to you for the season. And then punters will drop William Santos. Baker, it was Juwan Bentley and other assets. We used Baker to also move on from another less than desirable contract, basically. Baker's deal was going to be up at the end of the year. It wasn't going to be very pretty. So it made sense to use him, still get some value back, and also get rid of a really bad contract at the same time. So you got Edward Flowers. Got a couple of different dudes that we could drop down. Zach Ertz. Thank you. 4, 5, 6. All right, we definitely don't need this many options. Sean Jolly. Sorry, Mr. Jolly. Let go of you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Brian Davenport, was he the one with the dev pattern? He was. He would... oh, man, he might get a breakout moment this year if we play him. He might. Did Jamarcus McClellan have an ability? He did not. So he's perfect for the practice squad. Although you could argue, too, he might get a breakout, too, but, yeah. Greg Bullard that we drafted, also. I mean, again, you could argue practice squad or if he plays, but... I mean, the alternative is we cut Kobe Durant. All right, hold on. Clark. Same thing, could get a breakout. If we cut Christian Matthew and just willingly have our secondary be terrible and try to rely on breakout moments, cut Kobe Durant or move him to the practice squad, but he's not that good, so whatever. Already the best Jamarcus in NFL history. Fair. All right, now if we go back to the practice squad, if we actually bring back Bullard, pretty sure I just cost myself money, but we have space, so it's fine. It's not a big deal. But thought of a different way to go about this. It's not a bad idea. All right. Marco Wilson, I know you're our best corner, but if I could put you on the practice squad, I cannot. Okay, so we'll have to drop one person down, more than likely. But that's not a big deal. Linebackers, good lord. No wonder why we have to cut so many players. We can just get rid of Hayes. That guy's not going to improve at all. If I could put Victor on the practice squad, that would be a good move for us. I cannot. I'm trying to see who I can kind of get rid of without having to cost ourselves any money. Jesse Luketa. 25. We're not going to really get that much better, so we can get rid of you. Arnold, you're not a bad player by any stretch. Ooh, he has star dev. He has star dev. So does BJ. I don't really see how that other guy will get a chance to play, though. Middle linebacker. We're good. I mean, the depth there sucks. There's no shot John Walden plays, I would think. This actually been a little bit more difficult to sort out this roster than I was expecting. Just a little bit. All right, like DeAndre Casey can definitely go down to the practice squad. See if he's any good. Guard Max Terrell can be sent down. I'm still going to have to send down way more players. There's not a chance that everyone's going to fit on the practice squad either. Freaking John Feliciano's still here. Tight end, we're good. All right. Oh, we're about to get into the more tough decisions. Who are we cutting off of this roster? We still need to get rid of 11 players. 11. Not ideal. Not ideal. How are we going to do it? We're going to need a running back to go. Ingram. Again, hopefully I can put you on the practice squad. I can just cut him from there. Saves a little bit of money. Wide out. 6 is fine for now. The offensive line. I wish I could put DJ Humphries on the practice squad. Bernard Calhoun. Go ahead and move you down. At guard. Can I move John Gaines down to the practice squad? It's not bad. Move John down. And save a bit of money. At center. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. The O-line in general, I'm having to carry a little bit more depth than I was hoping. Linebacker. Yeah. I'm not really going to be able to escape without a couple of penalties. Unfortunately. Again, the problem is Arnold's 25. Even if he breaks out, he's not going to be amazing. I can practice squad him at the very least, so we might as well. Relocation's pretty much available right out of the gates, but again, we're not going to be moving the Cardinals. We'll be doing the relocation option in my second franchise in a week or two, whenever we are done with our run here. It'll be the typical UDFA series. All right, we're probably gonna need to drop another corner. Can it be Clark? Yeah, it's the older of the bunch. It probably won't be able to be Williams. Doesn't make sense for it to be Williams in case he can break out. Clark off to the practice squad. You'll be happy to know I have definitely lost count. All right, Edward Flowers. I don't really see. I mean, I guess he could play over Jalen Thompson. Have Thompson in a depth role. Drop Beckham. Right now, I'm just trying to think about like what younger players can I put into the lineup, even if it makes us significantly worse. What are we at? 4? All right. Well, I did what I could to avoid potential penalties, but we are pretty much SOL. Although Brandon Smith can just outright be released. I'm pretty sure our practice squad is full at this stage. Not much of a penalty. Good amount of savings on Smith. So we'll just go ahead and outright release you. Let's see. And then linebacker wasn't really the problem. Although I don't know what the hell is the problem at this point. Oh, where are these last 2 players going to come from? I can't really afford to only carry 2 quarterbacks right now. Oh God, where are these? It's got to be another. It's got to be another offensive lineman. It's got to be. Sorry to Randy Dane, but can't bet on you. All right, one more. Who the hell is the final cut of this team going to be? Makes sense for it to be someone on this side of things. Victor, hate to tell you, you're out of here. And that is our roster set. It actually wasn't easy to get it down to the cut, but I feel like it worked out all right. Somehow we're actually listed as having a still half decent team overall, which is shocking. Again, Kyler Murray will not be the starter. Okay. We got a lot to look at here. A lot. So before that, We do have to go to the depth chart. Make sure that our younger guys are in and are getting those opportunities that we want them to get. So again, Kurt Slater is going to get the start. Kareem Hunt can be our starting running back. That's fine. Wideout wise, let's go with Dickinson and then Wilson. Tight end wise, Bryce Wells. On the O-line, let's get Brian in as the starter there. Defensive line, we didn't really have anybody that we were trying to build up. Same at defensive tackle. Linebacker. Ojolari's there. Of course, Jawan Bentley is here. Got Ellington. We got a lot of younger corners. We're gonna put Marco Wilson at the bottom of the depth charts to play the younger guys and see what they can do. See if we can get a breakout. We did have Edward Flowers. Honestly, stupid as it is, let's do it. And kicker and such didn't really matter. All right. So we are going to handicap the team a little bit for the sake of trying to develop certain players. Our goal for the season. The objective is going to be 4 wins. 4 whole wins for 8 staff points. That is the lowest objective that you can set, is to win 4 games. That is absolutely our objective. Oh, Endo. Endo, thank you. I'll have to watch it in full in a second. There we go. So yeah, 4 wins. That is our target. Draft class, of course, will just auto-generate. It's fine by me. All right, what else? We do have to upgrade our scouts. All right, so we actually do have to go back through and see the weakest aspects of this team really quickly. And that will help us kind of figure out just what we want to do heading into this next season. Because quarterback-wise, there's just no way we can go for a quarterback unless, I mean, unless he's God, you know? So, yeah, for next season, unless the guy's God, we're not taking a quarterback. So we'll pretty much have our need in our big needs. I'd say running back is a big need at this point. Like, we need a running back to build around. I mean, you know, fullback could technically be a need. It's nothing too crazy. We need we need another wide receiver. We definitely need another wide receiver to build around this season. Tight end wise, I think it would be that kind of needs to be God category. We got Wells, we got Trey McBride. We should be good. On the offensive line, you know, Humphreys has to go eventually. I think O-line's going to be a big need for a while. Although, in fairness, it looks like we do have Paris Johnson. We do have Proctor and Bryan. Hernandez isn't all that old. Like, the O-line's actually looking okay. I wouldn't say it's a gigantic need, but it is still a need. Defensive line is, I mean, Jesus Christ, every aspect of it. Every aspect of it. We desperately need help on the defensive line side of things. Linebacker-wise, I mean, especially middle linebacker is a pretty big need, I would say. At corner, we do need an elite corner unless somebody breaks out. Honestly, I'd put safety in that same category. and then the special teams as well. So, yeah, we have a lot. But again, we have 3 first-round picks, 4 second-rounders. Obviously, we will not be making all of those. But it is projecting us right now as being the team with the best shot at that #1 overall pick at the start of the season. So in terms of our scouts, let's go ahead and fire everybody, at least to kick this off. We'll see who was out there for the 3 stars. Corner and middle linebacker does hit quite a few needs. Defensive end and linebacker. There are a lot. Offensive tackle, defensive tackle. Safety wideout, safety corner. Defensive end, defensive tackle. I think it's got to be. Defensive end, defensive tackle. Have that option. Travis Bailey as our 3-star scout to find everything. We need. Oops. We're not allowed to hire more than 1 3-star, so. Corner and wideout works pretty well. How many 2-stars do we have? Running back, middle linebacker. Quarterback does nothing for us right now. Let's see. Honestly, corner and wideout works quite a bit too. Corner and wideout works quite a bit too. Go ahead and bring you on. Let's go back over. We are going to have you be our national scout for sure, since that is the biggest area of need. We need running back, middle linebackers, and safeties. I was just double checking that they didn't change the thing about scouts. All right. So then for the 1-stars. I mean, it might have been. I mean, yeah, I guess there are former players. It's showing Patrick Willis, Andrew Whitworth. I guess Madden added in prior options. Oh, honestly, I thought that was Pablo Sanchez for a second. I was very excited. Either that or it's just a very fluky thing. So running back, middle linebacker, safety. Running back, middle linebacker. Well, there's Pedro Sanchez, who's middle linebacker. And running back. Now I need someone who is good with safeties. Is there a primary safety option? There is. They also scout corners. That's not too bad. Safety or tight end. Anybody else? Safety wideout, safety quarterbacks. Okay. Let's go for safety and wideout with Coslow. Offensive tackle, interior offensive line. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. So, let's just double check what we have here in terms of what scout is going where. Yeah, we do have a Deion Sanders. All right. So, we need to view the West. Let's see. So the West. Major, we love you, buddy. Take it easy. Again, we won't be live for that much longer. We always stream late, though. You know, we always stream late on the first few nights. All right, so really quickly, the West in terms of draftable talents. We go through everything that we need to do here. Let's see, there is a tight end. They have quite a few safeties. Quite a few. Which is good. Let's see, a rare wide receiver. Offensive guard. Outside linebackers. Let's see, another offensive guard. A couple more linebackers. A running back. Again, we got to figure out what the best option is for our West scout. Shout out to Mark Toomer. What a name. Another wide receiver. Another wide receiver. Another corner. Again, I don't really trust when it's like, oh yeah, it's the specialty of this. And it's like, check for myself. Thank you very much. Running back. Another corner. There are a lot of draftable prospects in this region. That is not... I mean, it's not surprising, but also it's like, man, Adonis Smith. That is a hell of a name. That is a hell of a name. A lot about it. Man, they have so many players. Jesus. Running back in there. We got Hambrick. All right, there we go. So that is it for the West. In the Northeast, what does the Northeast have? Defensive end, offensive tackle, outside linebacker. How was the Cardinals rebuild fun when they won the Super Bowl this year? Cardinals win the Super Bowl this year, you come back and demand $1,000 from me, and I'll promise you I'll pay it. I'd be down for it. All right. Let's see, Johnny Claiborne. Again, I don't mind the Cards, but that shit ain't happening. I'm hoping we win 3 games. That's what everyone says. It's like, yeah, man, it's gonna be a good year. I hope we win 3 games. It could be a really, really rough year for Arizona. And it's a shame because it was right around the time that it looked like things were turning the corner. And it just seems to happen to the same damn teams. It's like, oh, here's a little bit of hope. All right, let's just rip it away from you as fast as we possibly can. Let's see, Victor Brock, Chris Brothers, middle linebacker. This has been a weird one. Bradley Vernon, offensive guard. They got Jenkins at safety. Let's see, wide receiver option. How many other draftable players do you got here? Got a running back. Another middle linebacker. Another defensive end. Now, we will find out if it is worth me putting this much work into keeping track of everybody that's here. Typically it was last year, but maybe this year it's like, just go off of the strengths and you'll be fine. But the strength doesn't necessarily mean, like, oh, the most amount of depth, at least in my experience. It can often be like, all right, well, they have this really strong player that is really kind of weighting it, when in reality, they're not actually that good in that particular category. Tim Davidson. Quite a few defensive tackles in this draft that are projected to be drafted. Which is interesting. Quite a few middle linebackers here, too. Jonathan Dupree at wideout. I think we need wideouts because it looks like a good draft for it. Defensive end. Another running back. Oh my god, how many drafted players? How How many people are projected? Let's see. We got Javon Addison. Mario Lawson at wideout. My God. So many wide receivers that are projected to get drafted this year. It is a good thing we did not take any last year. Another tight end, which isn't a big deal. There we go. Southeast. Southeast. Derek Hickman. 2 right tackles, 2 wide receivers, a running back. All right, so Southeast seems to be an interesting one. A lot of O-line help so far. Definitely got some people in skill positions. Quite a few wide receivers in the first round. Be nice to pick up a good defensive tackle. I mean, we were looking at that guy last year that had the crazy strength. I know we saw that he was drafted. I didn't check his dev pattern. To be honest, at this point, I do not remember the guy's name whatsoever. All right, let's see. Southeast has so many players that are projected to go in the first round. Holy hell. Like, they can't have much depth then. Not Dillard. He was the center. Yeah, Tingler, right? What a guess. Gotta respect ABC. Song's a bop and a half. I don't care what anyone says. Greg Killings, son of Ron the Truth. Let's see. Their first outside linebacker. How long do I plan on going? We'll see. We'll see, man. Madden franchise gets addicting every year. Every year. You know what I have noticed is a severe lack of interior offensive linemen. It won't be a 24-hour stream, though. My schedule is still a bit of a mess from the travel. Plus, we have a podcast to record tomorrow, so podcast with the boys. We're going to talk a lot about NHL 24. Holy linebackers out of nowhere. Jesus. All right, offensive guards. A couple more. A lot of corner. Man, like I thought for sure one of these would have less players projected to be drafted, but not quite. Boozer, that is bizarre. I guess it's a good thing I didn't take owner mode at launch, huh? You never know with frickin' EA games in particular, but Madden especially, what glitches you're going to get at the start of the year. There's always something. It wasn't that long ago we had, I think, was it last year's game, the flashbang? Like the draft screen would just go bright, blinding white. You know, like me. Like that was a time. That was a time. Yeah, we called it the flashbang. Make a selection and hope for the best. Shout out to Nick Hunt. Dude, like every single player in the Southeast is projected to get drafted? Is that right? Is that possible? That means the Central Division, like, no, or the, yeah, I mean, I guess Division, you could say. Like, the Central, nobody should be expected to be drafted. Nobody. Ridiculous. The SEC. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it is true that they did change. They did change what schools prospects are coming out of. So it makes sense in a way. Wide receiver Lance Farrow, another defensive tackle, another wide receiver. Let's see, we got Daniel Malone. This looks like it could be the... Yeah, this looks like it could be the weaker the weaker division this season. Let's see, we got Matthew Hall. There's another safety. Chauncey Aiken. It's a good name. They have quite a few wide receivers in the Central. Good to know. And a lot of corners. I don't know if we specifically had a wide receiver corner option, but if we did, this is where they are going. Let's see, another outside linebacker in Portis, Tremaine Melvin. Don't be a Melvin. You got Matthew Good at corner. Hell yeah, I don't know, man. Just happy to be back streaming, man. I missed a week because of that road trip. And by road trip, I mean flights. Happy to be back. Back in my happy place, yelling about franchise modes, man. Let me be. Let me be. Oh my god, okay. Now you can stop generating draftable players here. That I wouldn't complain about. There we go. All right, let's see what we got here then to set up these scouts. So it's going to be, let's see what we got here. So the top options. In the West, we got the top options. There are so many draftable players in the Northeast. It's insane. Let's see. 8 corners in the Southeast is nuts. God damn. A lot of middle linebackers in the Central. Okay. So, Dion, good with corners and wide receivers, in which there are 10 in the West. There's not a single corner in the Northeast that's worth it. Wide receiver, corner. Jesus. There's 14 in the Southeast. Yeah, Southeast wins. Dion, you're going to the Southeast. Thank you very much. Middle linebacker and running back. Middle linebacker and running back. That is going to be the Northeast. Pedro, you are off to the Northeast. Safety and wide receiver. That's going to be the West. So congratulations, Derek Holloway. You are off to the Central. There we go. So that should maximize kind of the return that we can get based off of the scouts and the amount of players that are there. Not just the strength of them, the amount. I'm good with that. Camp standouts. This was that wide receiver. What do we got for him? Every year this player's a ball in preseason, don't end up doing anything. I think a different time to prove it. Never been more ready, coach, and put the work. All right, so BJ, what do we got here, buddy? All right, so there is a challenge for BJ at a camp. And it is 2 combined sacks and tackle for loss against the Packers to continue that breakout, which would be huge to get him up to superstar. That would be huge. The opening day keys. What do we got here? Key to victory, stifling defense to combine with what BJ's got going on. All starts with defense. Combined sacks, tackle for loss. We're going to go stuffing the run for tackle for loss. Beat the Packers, allow less than 75 yards rushing. Which won't happen, but we'll try that. And that way our defensive game plan should line up with trying to help that linebacker be as good as he can be. Setting expectations for a certain rookie quarterback. What are you expecting this week? Let's go for it, man, because we're probably going to end up having to control him. Let's say great performance. Let's say great performance. Yeah, there it is. 300 yards passing for Kurt Slater, which is going to be tough. Which is going to be real tough. All right. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull off 300 passing yards with the guy. I'm going to try. All of that's good. Still got our same boost going. That's good as well. I'll throw for 350 yards. Can I do one that's just for 300? I cannot. Well, we'll go 2 passing touchdowns then. This should still be more likely. So the big focus will be Kurt Slater. Quarter lengths are at 15, but simmed. Accelerated play clock. So technically, it's for that reason it gives us a chance. So that is the big question. We have a defensive focus in the form of trying to continue the training camp breakout for BJ. Right now it's 22 years old to 75. BJ getting that upgrade would be great. And then obviously the big focus is quarterback. And can we get Kurt Slater to continue to develop, especially while Kyler Murray is hurt, someone who we might trade very, very soon. I hope.